Thousands of gun enthusiasts will flock to the center this afternoon. KMU8's Joe Chiodo joins us now. The Tokyo Stock Exchange opened for the first time this year and surged with a triple-digit gain. After a bell-ringing ceremony, the benchmark Nikkei average opened the year's trading up more than 200 points over last year's close. Shares across the board were higher, a sign that investors were relieved that the U.S. managed to avoid the fiscal cliff. In 2012, Japanese stocks struggled under the weight of the yen's advance against the dollar and an economy that struggled after the 2011 earthquake and tsunami. And staying in Japan, thousands of Japanese businessmen and women went to one of Tokyo's most popular shrines today to pray for a prosperous new year. Japan's economy has been marred by prolonged deflation, and the yen has gained strength against the dollar, hurting businesses that depend on exports. But hopes are high for the new year. Japan's new Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has adopted a loose monetary policy that supporters believe will lift the world's third largest economy out of a slump. Well, plenty of parents turn on Sesame Street to teach their kiddos some life lessons. And that's true, but the source of smog and the kinds of pollutants in the air all make a difference. NBC's Mike Anderson has more about how the smog you breathe may be shortening your life. Los Angeles remains the smog capital of the United States.
Thank you very much. Sometimes it takes some unlikely heroes to make a difference.
We've got to look at an Ohio businessman who owes his life to the homeless. But for at least this one day, and especially with their families present, the atmosphere was more about fixing the nation's problems than fighting about them. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell reports. And in Missouri, the debate continues about guns in the classroom. A gun safety instructor in St. Louis wants to make the classroom safer for students. He's offering area teachers training so they can obtain a concealed carry permit. There's a live look over the Columbia Regional Airport. This is KMU8 News Today, coverage you can count on. Everything is just better with a little butter, or a lot. The butter sculpture at the 97th Pennsylvania Farm Show was unveiled Thursday evening. Sounds fun. A temporary agreement on the fiscal cliff did the U.S. economy good. And that effect is spreading overseas. Details next. Welcome back. Idaho Senator Michael Crapo is due in court on DWI charges. Police in Alexandria, Virginia arrested the senator on December 23rd. Police say they determined Senator Crapo was driving under the influence after his vehicle ran a red light. Senator Crapo has apologized and taken full responsibility for the incident. And now that the fiscal cliff is pushed back, the country's focus turns once again to employment. The December's jobs report comes out today. The economy added 146,000 jobs in November. Analysts expect between 150,000 to 200,000 jobs were added last month, but economists warn that increase could be short-lived and due to the after effects of Hurricane Sandy. We now know 8 businesses will either open brand new shops or relocate to new lofts in downtown Columbia. Those lofts are currently under construction at 308 South 9th Street, across from MU's School of Journalism. The businesses moving in include International Tap House, a beer bar, Tiger Credit Union, Varsity Nails, Blenders, a smoothie shop, Subway, and a Chinese restaurant. The developers have not yet released the names of 2 other businesses. The lofts will house up to 120 residents and 64 units located above the retail level. Units will rent for $1,400 to $1,500 per month in the complex. Most of the businesses plan on opening up in August, depending on construction. The Historic Preservation Commission has heard plans to turn part of historic Stevens College into a high school academy. The school will sell Hillcrest Hall and the Stevens Auditorium and Natatorium to the Hagen Academy. The academy will demolish the buildings and use the land to build a new boarding school for exceptional junior and senior high school students from the rural areas. Once the demolition is complete, Dan Hagen can begin building the academy. He expects it will be completed by fall of 2014. But it's nothing like the snow in Green Bay, Wisconsin. How much should someone pay you to shovel an entire stadium? That's next. There's a live look over Columbia. This is KMU8 News Today, coverage you can count on. Look into some weekend activities for the family. Good morning. It's the first Friday of the year, January 4th, 2013. I'm Melissa Berman. Here's a look at what's new right now. U.S. troops arrived in Turkey early today to Patriot missile defense batteries near the Syrian border. The missiles and troops will be under the overall control of NATO, but the missiles will be operated by U.S. forces. 27 U.S. troops landed, but U.S. officials have yet to release any further information. Now you know the newest. Here's the headlines in the day ahead. A woman was seriously hurt after a bizarre incident at a strip club in Cleveland. Reporter Emily Valdez has the story. End of the year fiscal worries may have hurt holiday online sales, and KFC wants to be the official sponsor of Couchgating. Here's Bloomberg's Jane King. And there's a live look over Highway 63 in Columbia. It's 6:35 on your Friday morning. Welcome back. Spanish researchers say they've developed a new vaccine to temporarily stop growth of HIV. Scientists at the University of Barcelona in Spain tested the vaccine in a placebo-controlled trial. A study published Wednesday said the vaccine temporarily lowered the level of HIV in the blood of infected volunteers for a number of months. It allowed people on long-term antiretroviral therapy to temporarily live without taking multiple medicines every day. But the vaccine lost its effectiveness over time. Elmo, Big Bird, even the Grouch are helping researchers learn how a child's brain develops. Experts at the University of Rochester had 27 children and 20 adults watch Sesame Street while undergoing an MRI scan. They found children whose brain activity resembled that of adults scored better on math and verbal tests. Researchers established a map of the brain as it grows and develops, which gives them an option other than written tests for assessing IQ.